we're going to try to kick off Regulation G with a blast. A Blastoise, that is. What is going on, YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today we are hitting the Regulation G ranked ladder with this Blastoise and Kyogre team. Now, Blastoise, do I expect it to do a lot? No, but do I think it would be funny to pop off a Water Spout with Kyogre boosting it from the rain? Absolutely, and that's what we're going to try to do here today. We're going to go for Terra Water Blastoise if possible, and if not, we'll settle for just a generic Water Spout in the rain here. We have Muddy Water on it to also potentially get some accuracy drops into our opponents, and we have some Ice Beam coverage to hit some Dragon types. As far as Kyogre goes, we have Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, and Thunder. Now, I have a Life Orb on this thing to give it a little bit of a boost to its damage output, and we have Terra Grass on Kyogre to try to help it deal with Raging Bolt and Rillaboom. Rillaboom is going to be a huge problem for Kyogre and Groudon both, so having that Terra Grass be able to resist Grassy Glide and Wood Hammers is going to be relatively nice, and plus Ogerpon is still a thing, so being able to resist Hornleech is going to be nice as well, and depending on the Ogerpon form, being able to resist that Ivy Cudgel with the Terra Grass is going to be helpful as well. We have Assault Vested Raging Bolt with some speed control for the team with Electro Web. We have special attack control with Snarl. We have Draco Meteor to just drop a bomb on something, and we have Thunderclap to try to pick off a weakened opponent that is significantly faster than us. We have Tornadus as a backup Rain Setter with Rain Dance. We have speed control with Tailwind. We have Bleak Wind Storm to take advantage of the fact that Kyogre setting the rain for it means we can also go for an offensive route with Tornadus a little bit more reliably. And then for our physical damage output, we have both Urshifu Single Strike with Wicked Blow, Sucker Punch, and Close Combat, and Landorus with a Choice Band with Earthquake, Rock Slide, U-Turn, and Stomping Tantrum. Now, the only thing on this team that is immune to Earthquake is Tornadus, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful with Landorus and try not to Earthquake myself. Fortunately, though, the only Pokemon that can't Protect is the Raging Bolt, so I do have Protect to help get around that. So without further ado, let's jump on in to some battles. Alright, we have Rayquaza, Amoonguss, Rillaboom, Chien-Pao, Urshifu, and Fluttermane. Alright, so Rillaboom aside, Blastoise might have a good time. I don't have any terrain control, unfortunately, so Blastoise might be in a little bit of a sticky situation. Similarly enough, Kyogre might not like it either. But that said, I don't need a reliance on rain for this, so maybe we go Kyogre and Torn. We have Ice Beam. That's going to be wonderful for hitting the Ray, the Rilla, and the Amoonguss, so long as they don't Terastallize. Urshifu might be good in the back here, and honestly, Landorus looks nice as well. I really like the Intimidate for the Chien-Pao and the Rilla. Depending on what that Ray is, because Ray has base 150 in both of its attacks, we might be alright. Do I want to bring Blastoise? I kind of want to bring Blastoise. I might be throwing here, but I want to bring the turtle. Yeah, I might be okay here. I've done some practice matches. It's not been good for the turtle. But I want to at least get a Water Spout off at some point today. Will it happen? I don't know. But let's see how this plays out. Yeah. Alright, so my opponent here has Fluttermane and Rillaboom. Alright, so I don't dislike this for Kyogre, because I do have the Cover Cloak. My Bleak Wind is going to be accurate. I could Protect and go for a Tailwind now, and then that way I can go Terra Grass and Ice Beam, which would be relatively nice. So I do think the Fake Out comes into Kyogre. So I'm going to Protect. I'm going to Tailwind. The Fluttermane is still faster with a speed boost from Photosynthesis than my Kyogre. Unfortunately, I'm 143 speed. I need to be 155 to outspeed a max Flutter, but there's the Fake Out, which I kind of assumed was coming my way. I can go for the Terra Grass, Ice Beam that Rillaboom, and call it a day. That's what I think I need to do. There's the Icy Wind out of the Fluttermane, so that's unpleasant for Tornadus because of the damage, but I'm Covert Cloak, so I don't have to worry about my speed drop. So I think we go Ooh, here's the one thing though. Terra Grass does not do me any favors with that Icy Wind, but I'd rather not have Urshifu take that. So we should be okay here. We're gonna ice. Hear me out. I think I'm going to Terra Grass, Origin Pulse, and then this way, this does cover a potential Terra away from the Grass type. And I'm going to go for the Bleak Wind Storm. And maybe, just maybe, I get a speed drop into the Flutter Mane with my Bleak Wind Storm. I don't know, but Bleak Wind Storm here is going to be reliable for damage. And I do have the Tailwind working in my favor. So if I can get Rillaboom off the field and Flutter Mane, Blastoise might be okay. So we're going to eat that Grassy Glide, no problem. We're going to hit them with the Bleak Wind. We're going to do some major damage to that Rillaboom. I do take the Icy Wind, which is not great for Kyogre, but Origin Pulse should pick up the KO into Flutter Mane. Wonderful. So, Flutter Mane is now gone. Tornadus should be able to deal with the Rillaboom. And honestly, Grassy Glide is not going to do that much to either of these two Pokemon. So, I think my opponent might switch out the Rillaboom. And if they do, that's wonderful. I am glad that I went for the Origin Pulse here. So, the Rayquaza is now out. So, slight problem. And that would be the Airlock. So now I don't get the bonus effects from my terrain or my weather. So I think what I'm going to do here is I have 2 more turns of Tailwind. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to Ice Beam into the Ray. And I think I'm still going to attempt the Bleak Wind. So Bleak Wind can now potentially miss, which is terrifying to me, but okay, this looks like Extreme Speed coming my way. That could be bad for Torn anyways. Alright, so here it comes. Here's the E-Speed into Torn. Alright, so I still might get this Ice Beam off into the Ray. We don't see a switch off of the Rilla, so I don't dislike that amount of damage. What I do dislike, though, is the fact that it's got the U-turn to knock out my... Alright. U-turn does knock out my Kyogre. But I do have Blastoise who does have Ice Beam. So if I can pick up a KO this turn, then Rillaboom comes in and the Grassy Terrain goes away. If my number is right. So Chen Pao comes in here. We're going to get the Urshifu in, and we're going to get the Blastoise in. This is not going to go well for Blastoise, but we're going to try it. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. They can't Terra Ghost, which is nice. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to try to get the close combat off into the Ray. And I think... Do I still have my Tailwind? I do. This is my last turn of Tailwind. So I think I'm going to go for the Water Spout. So here comes the Extreme Speed. I'm still faster than the Chen Pao. Blastoise is going to take that. Unfortunately, Water Spout's not going to do anything. But goodbye, Rayquaza. Thank you for the critical hit. You didn't need it. But anyways, we're going to get a little bit of damage into the Chen Pao. I can protect my Urshifu. And that way I can save myself from a... whatchamacallit? A fake out. Yeah. So... Muddy Water probably would have been the play there, but ooh, that's a lot of damage still. Alright, and there's the Sacred Sword, and that brings me down to 6 HP, so yeah, alright. That's unpleasant. My Tailwind is gone. My Blastoise is probably slower than this Rillaboom, too. Oh, this is not good. That said, look at how little both of those Pokemon have HP-wise. We're going to Detect, and this is also the last turn of their grassy terrain as well. So we're going to Detect and Protect. Say that 10 times fast. Detect and Protect. But Blastoise is trying. Blastoise is trying really, really hard. Yeah. I do have the Sucker Punch, but I think Chen Pao just Sucker Punches Urshifu. Which, honestly, they kind of need to do that. So there's the Fake Out into Urshifu. At least I get a little bit of HP back this turn. They went for Sacred Sword. So maybe what I do... Maybe I go Muddy Water. And maybe I Sucker Punch. I don't know for sure, though. If I can get rid of Chen Pao, that leaves Blastoise in a nice position, actually. So, I don't think Sucker Punch picks up at that range, though. I'm going to Sucker Punch into the Rilla, and I'm going to Muddy Water. They Sucker Punch the Blastoise. Oh, no. Oh, that sucks so bad. That said, I get rid of the Rillaboom. Yeah, okay. I was kind of hoping for the Muddy Water. So, I think I'm going to Detect and see what they want to do. Like, if they go for a Sucker Punch, unfortunately, I think they just get me right there. Even with the 4 times... Oh, they went to Sacred Sword. Right, because they're naturally faster than me. That would do it. But... Right. Okay. Yeah, that's not a good position to be in. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really bad position to be in, especially since I'm Sashed. It's not like I'm Choice Bandit. So I don't have the bonus damage. I don't think I can pick it up with a Sucker Punch. I think I can live one of their Sucker Punches. Yeah, that was nowhere near enough, unfortunately. Yeah, the Rillaboom would have outsped Blastoise. So, if I remember right, I think I did the Protect and Detect the turn before, so it's not like I could have gone for the double. I mean, if I had, even if I didn't get it, the Sucker Punch wouldn't have worked, which meant I would have gotten rid of Rillaboom, which, yeah, that's probably what I had to do, even if I didn't get it. Anyways, good game to my opponent. Alright, we have Slowbro, which is interesting. Ogerpon, Cornerstone, Mandibuzz, Ariados, Empoleon, and Calyrex-Ice Rider. Alright. So, a very slow team on my opponent's end, which means Blastoise might be alright. I wonder if the Ariados has Spider Web. Is it Spider? No, I'm thinking of Sticky Web. It might be Sticky Web. The Ariados is interesting. I wonder what it does. I think I'm going to go Landorus and Blastoise, though. I would love to try to get a Water Spout into this, because I don't think most of my opponent's team appreciates that. We're going to bring Urshifu in the back, and I think we're going to bring the Kyogre. I think that's what we can do here, because I have Thunder for the Empoleon. I have the Origin Pulse to do generic damage. And if the Calyrex-Ice goes for the Terra Water, I can Thunder it. So yeah, I think that's okay. I don't know. I've also not had very good success with this team, so full disclaimer, depending on where in the video this battle comes out, but I have not had good success with this. Blastoise is very hard to use, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to get a Water Spout off. I want to see the Terra Water Spout, and we don't have a Raging Bolt, so I'm hoping this is where we're gonna be. So Slowbro and Mandibuzz into my Landorus and Blastoise. All right, so the Slowbro could potentially be going for a Trick Room. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a means of hitting that thing for major damage, but I can hit the Mandibuzz for big damage. So I think that's what we're going to try to do. I think I'm going to save the Terra, though. I do think I'm going to save that. So we're going to go for the Water Spout, and we're going to go for a Rock Slide. We're going to throw up some damage. I don't think either one of these gets Wide Guard. And if they do, my opponent's not using it. Hello, Noel. Alright, so we get the Water Spout off. Unfortunately, that's not enough to take out the Mandibuzz, even with the Rock Slide. They get a Toxic off into me. That's okay, because I can switch out Landorus and just switch that from Toxic Poisoning to just regular Poisoning. And Slowbro flinches. Okay, that's great. Alright. And Blastoise did go before the Mandibuzz, so I don't mind having a repeat of last turn. So we're going to do that. We're going to Rock Slide, and we're going to Water Spout. And we're going to try to deny Trick Room if possible. I don't know if my opponent's going to do that, but I feel like that's what you're trying to do with a Slowbro. So they do get a Berry. So Slowbro is going to get a little bit of HP. I really don't like that Toxic Poisoning, but I don't mind switching Landorus out here. So Water Spout's doing some decent damage. And there is the Trick Room. So what I think I might do now is I think I might switch from the Water Spout to the Muddy Water. And if they're not Clear Amulet, I might be able to get an accuracy drop into the Calyrex, which would be huge. So Calyrex is coming out here. So I am naturally slower, so I am going to take a lot of damage off this thing. So Water Spout is going to become significantly weaker. But I'm going to go for the Muddy Water, and I'm just going to switch Landorus out into Kyogre. The nice thing here is there's no Psychic Train, and there's no priority blocking abilities. So I do have the Sucker Punch on Urshifu, and I honestly think I should be able to stall out the majority of the Trick Room turns with this combination of Kyogre and Blastoise. So there's a yawn. All right. Fair enough. You want that Blastoise off the field. Oh, I did not know you got that. Okay. Growth Calyrex. And Calyrex dodges the Muddy Water. Of course it does. Alright. That's gross. Blastoise is actually kind of keeping me in here, so I kind of want to keep it around. As far as Trick Room goes, I got 3 turns of that, and the other reason why I'm switching Blastoise out is so that I can switch Kyogre out for Blastoise and take a resisted hit from the Glacial Lance. So, would have been nice to get some damage off into the Calyrex here, but Kyogre should be okay at -1, or at +1 from the... Ooh! No Clear Amulet. There's a yawn into Kyogre, that's fine. I can bring in Blastoise. Oh, I really want to bring it... What is this Calyrex? Growth and Leech Seed. Alright, so... Yuck! Also, I took half its HP. That's really nice. That is really nice, considering that Calyrex is going to get really scary really fast. I don't want it getting HP back, though, with that Leech Seed. So, Slowbro's gone. Mandibuzz is gone. This was not how I was expecting Reg G to start, to be completely honest. Ogerpon is coming in here. Alright, so I'm going to click Rock Slide. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Rock Slide off. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to U-turn off of the Calyrex. I'm going to try to, at least. And I'm going to bring the Blastoise in. And then this way, if they go for Leech Seed, then I live another day with Landorus. Popping my Terra Steel might have been okay there, too, because then that way I would have resisted the Cudgel, the Horn Leech. I would have resisted this, but that's alright. Landorus put it back to neutral, so this is going to just put it back to +1. I think I'm almost out of Trick Room now, so that should be alright. And Calyrex isn't going to get any HP back from Leech Seed this turn. Ooh, Woodhammer. Ooh, this is going to hurt. Yeah, that hurts a lot. But that said, I have Sucker Punch off of my Urshifu. I have its Wicked Blow. I think I'm going to bring Kyogre, and I think I'm going to bring the Urshifu. And depending on where I'm at Trick Room turn-wise is going to determine what I do here. Origin Pulse did some really good damage to that Calyrex. So this is the last turn of Trick Room. I'm going to cancel it, or I'm not going to cancel. I'm going to detect, and I'm going to go from here. I can go for the Origin Pulse, which Origin Pulse will do a lot of damage to the Calyrex. And honestly, Terra Dark is what I'm going to need. So there's the Glacial Lance. So the good thing here is I am a Focus Sashed Urshifu. So even if the Ogerpon wants to go for... Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go Terra Dark, Wicked Blow into the Ogerpon. And I'm going to Origin Pulse because Urshifu is the fastest thing on the field now. So this way I get around the Follow Me, and Ogerpon is probably faster than my Kyogre. The main reason why I say probably is because this is a Trick Room team, so my opponent could have a low-speed Ogerpon. So depending on speed EVs, my Kyogre could potentially be faster, but this is going to be the safer option here. So no Follow Me or Spiky Shield, which meant I could have gotten rid of the Calyrex here, but it is what it is. We get rid of the Ogerpon, and if Kyogre connects his Origin Pulse, we're going to be okay. So, yeah, we get rid of the Calyrex. So, that worked out nice. So, maybe I just had to announce that I had a rough time with the filming of this video here to get some things going my way. Or, I don't know, maybe I just had to lose like 5 in a row. Something like that. Anyways, good game to my opponent. All right, we have a Mewtwo team. All right, so Ash here has Mewtwo, Regieleki, Tatsugiri, Dondozo, Tornadus, and Urshifu. Now, Tailwind is going to be really nice. If I can get rid of that Regieleki as well, that'd be even better. So, Stomping Tantrum into the Regieleki might not be bad. Rock Slide might not be bad either. I really like the idea of being able to get some good damage off. Where am I at speed EVs with Landorus here? 130, because, oh right, because I'm an adamant one. I'm not going to be able to outspeed that Regieleki under Tailwind, but that's all right, because I can always go for the U-turn, and I would still be able to pivot in nicely into Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt looks really nice here, actually. I think I'm going to bring the Bolt. I don't know if I need the Urshifu. Yeah, I don't know if I need it. Urshifu could be really nice here, but I kind of want to bring Kyogre. Yeah, the Thunder might be really nice, and while the Landorus is not as fast as I would like it to be, the Kyogre does have some speed investment in, so while I might not be able to outspeed a Fluttermane or Iron Bundle that are max speed with a booster energy, I am able to outspeed Regieleki with this Kyogre, because this is a Kyogre left over from Sword and Shield, so I should be alright here. So Regieleki and Tatsugiri, alright, so are they not Commander? Or are they Storm Drain? Well, I guess that's the same thing. Yeah, alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to U-turn off of the Regieleki, and I think I'm going to protect Tornadus here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to protect Tornadus because I feel like an Electro Web comes out, so that's why I don't want to be faster. So Endura is coming off Tatsugiri. Oh, this might be Explosion. Oh, it is. Okay. Alright, so that's one way to get Dondozo in, that's for sure. That said, I don't dislike that, because now I don't have to worry about speed off of the Regieleki, like speed drops. So I can recycle my Intimidate and bring in either Kyogre or Raging Bolt. And honestly, I like the idea of bringing in the Raging Bolt. Now, Order Up is a Dragon-type attack, so if they are going for that, not the greatest, but... Oh, that's weird. Toxic Orb Tatsugiri. Okay, so I see what's going to happen here. Tatsugiri is going to go into Dondozo. Dondozo gets the boost. Tatsugiri is going to faint, and then they get in their next Pokemon. So that's probably what's going to happen here. Alright. So, I'm assuming unaware Dondozo. So, I'm going to Electro Web, try to get a little bit of damage off into it. And I'm just going to go for the Bleak Wind here. Now, Kyogre's in the back, Landorus is in the back. I don't dislike the idea of being able to get some damage into Dozo. Now, here comes a Terra off of this thing, so is it Terra Grass? If it's Terra Grass, that's okay for the Bleak Wind. No, it's Terra Steel, so Origin Pulse is going to be nice. Now, I don't like that it's at +2 special defense, though. I'm going to miss the Bleak Wind, but that's alright. So, at least I can get the Electro Web off into this. Whew, that's a fair amount of damage. Now, I could just bring in the Landorus for Torn. So, we're going to get a speed drop into it. We're going to get a little bit of chip. We can scout to see what its item is. Because it's Terra Steel, I really don't like I really don't mind the Stomping Tantrum off of Landorus. And I think that was a defense boost as well. So here comes Mewtwo. What I'm going to do here is I am going to Thunderclap you and get a little bit of chip off into you. And on the off chance, well, I'm expecting Mewtwo to live this turn. I'm going to go for the Tailwind. I'm going to bring in the Kyogre. And I'm just going to try to get a little bit of damage off into both of these Pokemon. Oh, you're Calm Mind. I feel like you're Calm Mind here. Alright, so... Oh, that's gross. I like it. But that's gross. Okay, so... Psych Up Mewtwo. Oh, I'm about to get spanked. Oh, this is gross. Because that's a +2 speed Mewtwo. Does Mewtwo get stored power? Oh, that would be so cool though if... Yeah, okay. Okay. I gotta stop admiring this. I gotta figure out how to beat it. So, I can at least Origin and Bleak Wind. Get a little bit of chip damage off. Yeah, because Mewtwo can do some major damage now, and that's the terrifying thing here. It's base 130 speed, so a +2 speed. Ooh. Oh, and it does get stored power. Okay. Okay. Oh, that... Yeah, okay. I gotta say, I really like this strategy, though. My opponent did. Whew, Torn lived that. It's faster than my Landorus, though. That I really don't like. I gotta pop the Terra Steel just to be able to live this, though. If I can. It might be too much. Base 154 special attack. Yeah, okay. We're gonna pop that. We're gonna Earthquake. We're gonna Earthquake and Bleak Wind, and maybe I get lucky. Maybe I get a speed drop into the Mewtwo, and maybe Landorus can just uber crit it. Yeah, Psych Up stored power. That was definitely not what I was expecting to see here today. But, yeah, there goes Landorus. There goes my Terra Steel Landorus right there. Okay. That might be enough Reg G for right now. I'm not gonna lie, that might be enough Reg G right here. But at least we got some good damage off into the Mewtwo with that. That was a critical hit. And the Dondozo just finishes me off. So... that is some really cool tech. I'm going to be completely honest. The Psych Up. Because even if I had gone for the Snarl, I don't think with the special attack drop, that would have been enough for either Kyogre or my resisted Landorus to live that. So my opponent definitely got me there. They definitely worked for that one. Good game to my opponent. So I know I said I wanted to start things off with a blast, but I wasn't expecting to be blasting off myself. We had a nice little bit of back and forth in game 1 between my Kyogre and my opponent's team. We ended up finishing off their Flutter Mane with the Kyogre with an Origin Pulse. We hit the Rillaboom with an Ice Beam, weakening it, but unfortunately it went a little bit downhill from there. My opponent ended up bringing in their Rayquaza. They went for Terra Normal. They ended up hitting me with a Terra Normal boosted Extreme Speed, and despite having Rillaboom weakened, my opponent ended up having a endgame of Rillaboom and Chien-Pao against my weakened Blastoise and Urshifu. Now, the nice thing here was I did pull off the Water Spout, and despite having my HP so low from the Chien-Pao hitting me with a Sacred Sword, with the Rain and Mystic Water, I was able to clap back and hit that Chien-Pao with a Water Spout and bring them still down to about a quarter, give or take, maybe a third. I'm not the best with the percentages on the HP bar, but all things considered, I ended up doing a considerable amount to that Chien-Pao's HP. We ended up having an endgame where we stalled out the grassy terrain, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. I went for Protect with the Blastoise, and if I had maybe have gone for a second Protect, like I mentioned at the end of that match, at least the Sucker Punch from the Chien-Pao wouldn't have taken it out, and if we had been able to turn it into a 2v1 with Urshifu and Blastoise against Chien-Pao, things might have went a little bit better. Now, the fortunate side was, while they did Sucker Punch my Blastoise, I Sucker Punched their Rillaboom and took it out, so that was a nice thing, but unfortunately the Chien-Pao just had enough on me that they were able to finish off my Urshifu. Now, Game 2, on the other hand, Game 2 was nice. I started to find my footing here, and we ended up going up against a Calyrex-Ice Rider Trick Room team. The team was a little bit interesting here. It did have an Ariados on it, which I didn't get to see, but I'm kind of curious what the Ariados did. My opponent had a Mandibuzz, which I grossly overestimated, or rather underestimated, how bulky that thing is, because I did hit it with a Choice Banded Rock Slide and a full-powered Water Spout with the Blastoise, and it lived with about maybe 15 to 20% of its HP. It was in the red, which was fairly considerable, and the nice thing about turn 1 was I did pick up the flinch off the Slowbro when it tried to go for the Trick Room, which was nice, but Mandibuzz got a Toxic off into my Landorus, and then the Slowbro, after it got off its Trick Room, did start going for the Yawns, and we faced one of the weirder sets for Calyrex-Ice Rider. We ended up seeing Growth, we ended up seeing Leech Seed, and then we saw Glacial Lance, which I'm assuming the last move might have been High Horsepower. I don't think my opponent would have had the 3 status moves on it, but the nice fortunate thing about that was it was not Clear Amulet, so my Intimidate ended up undoing the Growth, and after being able to switch out my Kyogre to undo the Leech Seed, we did have a nice time because we were able to outstall the Trick Room, which then boiled down to an endgame of Kyogre and Urshifu into Ogerpon, Cornerstone, and the Calyrex. Urshifu went for its Wicked Blow with a Terra Dark boost to finish off the Ogerpon, and then Kyogre was able to remove the Calyrex, which was nice, and I was worried about my opponent being able to go for Follow Me with the Ogerpon, so going for the Ogerpon with Calyrex, or rather the Urshifu, not the Calyrex, going for Ogerpon with the Urshifu was definitely the comfortable thing that I had at my disposal, since the Kyogre was fast enough to finish off the Calyrex. And then finally, the third game, I thought I was safe coming out of that second game. I stepped onto a landmine and got blasted into the stratosphere here because we ended up going against Stored Power Psych Up Mewtwo with Dondozo. So my opponent's Regieleki exploding and the Tatsugiri going for Endurance, surviving with more than 1 HP, was a little bit questionable, but my opponent ended up having a Toxic Orb on the Tatsugiri, so the Tatsugiri fainted the next turn after Dondozo went for an Order Up. So it was at least +2 in every stat, and it was a +3 in the defense. They ended up bringing in the Mewtwo. I thought I was being clever and going for a Thunderclap, trying to get a little bit of damage. No, I was wrong on that one there. So the Mewtwo went for the Psych Up and then just blew up my entire board with Stored Power, which, I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty cool strategy. I liked it, all things considered. So anyways, be sure to let me know what you guys think of the team as well as that Mewtwo if you made it that far into the video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Anyways, I will see you guys next time with a new team. Bye-bye.